first of all, team news for Thursday night?
Yeah, well, team news, I mean, we only, as you know, originally only had 22 in the squad for the European squad because of the homegrown players. So I think we've got 19 to choose from tomorrow. Obviously, Sean Maloney's injury, Noah Dicko on loan, and Juan Carlos Garcia picked up an injury while he was away with Honduras. He's probably out probably a minimum of 6 weeks. He had a high ankle strain. That's obviously a bit of ligament damage, so we'll know better when he sees a specialist. So cut a long story short, we've got 19 left from the 22 to choose from. So, but the players are ready to go and they're looking forward to it.
Anybody close to returning, those injured players you've had out for some time?
Well, I mean, as I said before, you can only play the players that are in the allotted squad when it's, you know, in August when you've got to name that squad. So really that's where we are from the original squad. As I said before, we've got the ones that are fit and available from that was named, as you know, to begin with. So that's really where we are with it.
How much is this schedule that's coming up over the next month going to take out of the players who've just started it after the international break? But it's a hectic one coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they all are, but that's why we're in the game. We knew at the outset what the challenge would be, and we're certainly enjoying it. And the players have been absolute credit to themselves. We're certainly disappointed to lose our unbeaten record at home on Saturday, but it's a game we could easily have won. We'd certainly enough chances to do that. But they're a joy to work with. They're a great set of players, and they've a fantastic opportunity tomorrow night to try and win a tough game against a very good side, I've got to say, in Zulte Waregem, but a side that we certainly believe that if we're at our best that we can win the game. So, you know, that'll be all credit to the players if they're able to do that. 3
teams competing for that last qualification spot. It's great to be in pole position. Does it put a bit of pressure on the players at the same time, though?
Well, I mean, if you want to call it football pressure, then that's what it is. I mean, some people cope with the demands of real life pressure in terms of providing for families and that. So you come into a football arena and to be asked to pass and move the ball and play your best, I don't think that's too much of an ask for me. So I think the players are champing at a bit to get going, and they're looking forward to the challenge. And you're right, we're the only second tier team operating in the Europa League, and we have a fantastic chance with 2 games to go to qualify for the knockout stages, which would be an incredible achievement for the football club. So we want to do everything in our power to try and achieve that goal. There will be again possibly 4 or 5 changes tomorrow night to be freshened up, and there's 1 or 2 that certainly are worthy of a game, and they'll get that opportunity tomorrow night. So, you know, we'll be fresh, and as I said before, against a good side, we'll be very much on the front foot, trying to be entertaining and winning at the same time.
The other group game, Rubin Kazan against Maribor, should have finished by the time your team kick off, and it'll have a big say on what is required to try and make those knockout phases. Will you tell the players before the game what the outcome is, or will you try and keep that from them?
Well, it's like anything else. I mean, I think the players, particularly with the way the worldwide contacts are and everything else that goes with it, they'll certainly know the outcome of the game. But regardless of what that result is, our destiny's in our own hands. You know, after 4 games in the group, we were disappointed last time out in Kazan because we were terrific, particularly in the second half, and we were disappointed to lose our unbeaten European record. Sounds brilliant, that, doesn't it? But anyway, it was only 4 games. But you know, it was still we were still disappointed to lose the game in that record. So we want, as I say, to get going again tomorrow night. Look to win the game. There should be a freshness and an energy about it. We're away from the bread and butter of the Championship challenge every week, and the players have shown, you know, in their European games that they're very much up for the challenge. And it's great to play different countries and different cultures. And Waregem provide that. They've got some terrific players, you know, and obviously Young Hazard's the one that gets all the limelight, and rightly so. But they have some other terrific players, Conte in the wing, and Nassens, Habibou, Caceres, who operate as the strikers. And you know, some very good, tasty players. And as I said, they went top of the league on Saturday night, as it happens, and then obviously Standard Liège won the game in hand on Sunday. So they sit second. They qualified for the Champions League last year. This is a very good side with good players. We'll certainly not underestimate the challenge, far from it. And but we want, as I say, make sure that we are getting to the level that we are capable of at our standards, and if we do that, then we're convinced it's a game that we can win.
Leon, it's been some achievement from the team so far to be in this position where, with the game still to play after Thursday, we could qualify for the knockout phases.
No, obviously it's a very exciting game for us. Like the manager said earlier, obviously the other 2 teams play just before us, but I think for the 11 that are playing, I think they're just going to concentrate on a win. That's what we do every game, and just take every game as we can.
How important is qualifying for the round of 32 to the players with all the league commitments that we've got going on at the same time?
I think as a player, for myself, that's not been playing in the Europa League before, I think it's very important for me. You know, it's a chance to progress and maybe get a bigger team in the next round. So for me, it's something that I want to do, and I want to do it the right way.
big disappointment at the weekend, the defeat to Brighton, which brought to an end the unbeaten home record this season. What kind of reaction has there been in training following that?
No, obviously we was a bit disappointed in the loss. I think overall we can be happy and take positives out of the game, but we've got to look forward now and look forward to this game on Thursday.
You've been heavily involved this season. You've started pretty much every game, apart from the away game against Zulte Waregem. How's it feeling for you? Is it taking its toll a little bit, or are you feeling fresh still?
No, I'm enjoying it. So, but if the enjoyment's there, then I'm going to play as well as I can. And it's a great opportunity for me to play as many games as I can here. I'm still learning as a player. And yeah, something I want to do is play as many games as I can. And if I can play tomorrow, that'll be a great opportunity.
We've seen the last few weeks Lee Nichols come in and goal, replacing Scott Carson. He made his European debut away at Ruben Kazan. What kind of impact has he had in the team since he's come in?
I think Lee, me personally, has been unbelievable for us. Just hearing his voice behind us is giving us a massive push as a defender as well. He's done very well. I think in his first 2 games he gave us 2 clean sheets. So, I think that speaks for itself.
Morning or afternoon?
I think it's afternoon, James, isn't it?
I think spinning plates probably sums up your season so far, whether it's the number of games or the number of sides you've had to pick. What did it mean, though, to get into that knockout phase for this football club?
Well, again, there's no getting away. I think it's a huge incentive, and I think given, what we knew, what we were going to have to cope with in terms of the demands of the season, and obviously trying to build a group to do that. I mean, when all said and done, I think we had 8 fully fit players, and given the ones that we're going to be leaving anyway, and. But the players that come in, as I said before, they've been accredited. So we certainly believe, even domestically, we should certainly be worthy of more points than we have. But we know over the course of the season, we'll be there challenging to get our ultimate goal, which is obviously to get back to the Premier League. But where we are on the European front, we want to stand toe-to-toe with some good teams and some good players. We've done that to this point, but we want to take that next stage. I mean, the incentive's there for everybody, not only ourselves, but Zulte Waregem, because it could be a Milan, an Ajax, and Napoli. I mean, there's going to be some fantastic teams coming out of the Champions League as well in the knockout draws, never mind the quality that's already in the Europa League. And for us to be able to reach that 32 would be a great achievement. Having said that, we're going to have to go and earn it. This, as I've said, this is a very good side, very attack-minded, some terrific players. But the group of players we have are a credit to ourselves. They're a joy to work with on a daily basis. They work hard with a smile on their face. I mean, Barnett does himself a disservice there because he's been outstanding since coming in. And what I do know, the type of character he is, there's so much more still to come from him. And so we're enjoying the challenge at the moment. And tomorrow night, you're right, it's a live TV game again. It's a chance for the players, individually and collectively, to show that they're good players. And we also have a very good team, as we've done to this point. So as I said before, I think it's a very exciting night, and it'll be 2 very attack-minded sides going all out to win the game.
Has that juggling been easier or harder than you thought? Bearing in mind, of course, you could be 1 win away from actually knockout football, but you're probably not where you want to be, perhaps, in the Championship.
Yeah, well, I think it's getting the balance, because ideally, I think it's like anything else. Anybody in football will tell you they want continuity and consistency of selection. Unfortunately, because of the amount of games, that's not been possible for us, given that the amount of games we've had to play. We've played 2 periods of 7 games in 21 days. We're now getting a period of 12 games in 37, 38 days, which is, as you know, I was quite good at arithmetic, but it's more or less a game every 3 days. So, which is a huge ask of everybody at the football club, but everybody's bought into what we're doing. They're enjoying what they're doing it with a smile on their face. Of course, there'll be highs and lows along the way. We had that on Saturday in a game that first half we dominated, and then we had the best chance of the game, and within 30 seconds you find yourself a goal behind, and a goal that was avoidable. So you're going to have those moments, but over the course of the season we know that the group will get better, they'll get stronger. We still continue to try to add to that, because obviously we've been decimated with injury to top players, but the players themselves, they still keep going. The ones that come in keep producing, performing well. And that all goes well for us moving forward as a group over the course of the season. And
looking at those additions, what's the stage with the Will Keane thing? Are you still in dialogue? Is that going to happen with Manchester United?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be sitting here announcing anything as yet, but I'd be very surprised if that's not concluded certainly in the next day. Spoke again with David yesterday, just before they were flying off, obviously, to Germany, and we're both happy and very content in terms of how, as managers from a football perspective, how that proceeds. And as I said before, the paperwork, everything's there. It's just to be signed, whether that's today or tomorrow morning. So I'll be very, don't want to get ahead of myself, but because until it's actually signed. But we're confident that will certainly happen and come to fruition. On the downside of that, obviously, spoke to Paul as well yesterday. Aston Villa have recalled Marco Brighton, who would hope to extend his loan into certainly minimum of January. He's been a great lad. I can't speak highly enough about him as a lad as well as a player. So much so that he actually, as much as he was leaving, he came in and trained today as well. That's how much he enjoyed being part of the group. And if he goes back to Aston Villa and plays in the first team, great. If he's left, kicking his heels in that, then I think he'll be as frustrated as the rest of us, because we know he certainly made an impact at Wigan Athletic and would have continued to do so. So that's something, again, we'll have to look at in the coming months. But it was great to have him. So again, we're juggling a few balls in that respect as well, although he wasn't available for tomorrow night because he wasn't in the original Europa League squad. But as I say, we continue to add to the squad over the course of us progressing over the season.
But with Mark a bit of a bloke, because I think he wanted to stay anyway, didn't he?
Well, he did. I mean, I think he wanted to stay in the... Listen, it's a no-brainer. If he was to go back to Aston Villa and start in the Premier League, then that's where he wants to be. That's his team and everything else. But if he's not, then of course he loved it at Wigan Athletic and he wanted to remain here if that's the case. So it was great to have him. Barnett will tell you that, even how he trained and how he conducted himself. And as I say, to come in today, I think Aston Villa did the off today, but he still wanted to come in and train and be a part of our group, which I thought was all credit to him and speaks volumes for everything we're trying to do at the football club. We're very much Wigan Athletic. We've always been known as being a family club. We pride ourselves in that. And it's something we're trying to take to another level.
And when it comes with the Will King thing, how much has Nick Powell's sort of transition helped, bearing in mind he scored more goals than anybody else in the team?
Yeah, well, I mean, Nick Powell's a very talented young player, and we know that, and we keep, and Leon will tell you, we keep every day demanding of him, because as much as we can help and pass on the experience and the stuff that we've picked over the years, Nick Powell, of as good a career as Nick Powell wants to have, they ultimately, you can impart your knowledge, experience, wisdom, whatever you want to call it. But the player himself has got to come with that inbuilt desire to be the best he can be. And he's shown that he certainly wants to be that. And again, he's really enjoying his time at the club. And I think our players have helped him settle in as well. We've got a great bunch in that respect. They make feel everybody at home. And that's been good.
Leon, 3 games in 7 days, or 7 games in 21 days, sorry, we have one every 3 days. It's not an easy schedule, but does playing in Europe kind of make those limbs feel less tired?
Yeah, of course. Not just in Europe. The Championship is a very demanding league, so yeah, it's not just the European. But like I said before, I look forward to playing these games. It's very exciting, especially in the position that we're in, and we could possibly qualify. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
And that gives you a sense of rest. If you get that achieved, then you've got 1 game left, I think, and you can
Yeah, of course. Obviously, it does. I just we get a lot of time to rest as well. So yeah, time to recover.
Finally, a question to Owen. Throughout this run after international break, you've lost a game, then drawn the game in Europe. Is that a draw tomorrow night then?
Well, we're certainly going all out for a win. I mean, you're right. I mean, the international breaks have not done us a lot of good, I've got to say that, because prior to that, I mean, we were on a fantastic run of form, the momentum was high, and that's what we've got to go again. We start tomorrow night looking again to get another unbeaten run at the DW, and as I say, get that momentum going. I mean, we sit 4 points off the playoffs with a game in hand, and over 15 games, so much to look forward to. And I've said at the outset, this can be a really exciting season for everybody involved at Wigan Athletic. I mean, not only the player staff, how hard Ed works, and everybody at the football club, they're a credit to themselves. And what we want to do as a group, we want to put a smile on the fans' faces, who again, both in terms of the travel and the finance and the commitment they've made to the football club. So collectively, when we bring all that together, we've shown that we can make the DW a fortress. We want to get again, and that starts tomorrow night. We want us to say the fans leaving with a smile on their face, and who's to say that how it goes tomorrow night, you might have been able to create a little history for Wigan Athletic and that you managed to progress. But the only way we'll do that is performing well, because if we're below ourselves, I've said before, this is a very good side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, when you touched on it there, Zulte Waregem, obviously they're going to go down in Wigan Athletic history and being the first ever European opponents. Another great chance tomorrow to be another part of Wigan Athletic history, and there's a good chance of qualification. Well,
again, I mean, that's first and foremost, that will be dependent on the first result in terms of if you could qualify tomorrow night. But we know within the 2 games, our destiny's in our own hands, and it's up to us to go and, as I said, do everything in our power to try and achieve that. But you're right. I mean, if we think back to the first game when Wigan Athletics debut in European football, we took 2,500 fans to Waregem. It was although the game was not at their stadium, and the rain came down, as you know, from the heavens, and the fans, there was no public transport. Some of them walked 3 and 4 kilometres to get to the game. And it was great to reward them with, which was very much on the night, a battling performance and earn that valuable point. And now we have the opportunity at home to be pleasing in the eye, try and win the game against very good opponents. And they'll be boosted by their victory last time out at Maribor when they'd lost the home game. They went to Maribor and won a game to put themselves right back in contention. So just I'd say, I know it's going to be 2 very good footballing teams going all out to win the game tomorrow night, but it'd be nice if we can go and get to our maximum, because if we do that, then I'll be happy as a manager, knowing that the players, as they always do in terms of effort and endeavour, they bring that every week. I just want them to add that quality that we have. If they bring that, as I said before, it'll be the key to winning games consistently.
Obviously, you didn't lose any in your previous 2 games here at the DW in Europe. How important are the fans going to be tomorrow to G1 to another?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. There's no doubt how important the fans are. I think they've, not only the fans, I think the whole town, everybody, the European adventure, whatever you want to call it, it's got everybody's imagination. And I think they've really bought into that. They're really enjoying it. And I think we'll see that tomorrow night. And 2 games, obviously, Maribor at home and Kazan. They're both tremendous atmospheres, and we want that tomorrow night. And the fans have got a huge part to play. And the players have always responded to that this season. And I think that's why it's important when we're bringing it all together collectively as a group for the benefit of Wigan Athletic. Then it's a sight to behold, and that's what we need tomorrow night.
Leon, how big a draw was European football for you when you joined this club?
Yeah, massive. Obviously speaking to Gaffer as well, and speaking to a few boys joined before me. It's definitely something that I wanted to do when I was young. So playing European football is obviously a dream, and I want to take it further and qualify for the next round.
Obviously, it's a different calibre of football altogether. Have you noticed the difference as a defender defending against these strikers?
Yeah, obviously, no disrespect to the players that I've played with previously, but these are European forwards, and they're the best in Europe. So something as a player you want to try and prove yourself against. So yeah, I look forward to the challenge.
Have you had a chance to look at any of the Champions League groups to see if any potential opposition in the next?
No. I'm just taking one game at a time. I just want to try and win this league, and then when they do the draw, then I can look forward to it and be excited about it. But at the moment, I just want to play this game and qualify.
Leon, I'm just listening to you and what the manager was saying about getting the balance right this season with European football and Championship football. How does the style as a player compare to what you're used to week in, week out?
I think me personally, I think the Championship is a bit more demanding, like I said before, and it's a bit more faster and physical. Whereas the Europa League is more tactical, and it's probably a bit more slowed down, but it's more technical as well. But I enjoy both levels of the game. I look forward to it. And I enjoy it as well, so yeah.
Is that maybe one of the reasons why it's brought the best out of the squad of players that you have here in this campaign that you're having so far?
Yeah, I'd say it has. I think a lot of the boys enjoy playing the Europa League. It's something they look forward to as well as myself. And obviously, like I said before, proving themselves against the best players.
And question for you, Owen, it's you mentioned about the international breaks, and now that's over now until March at least. Do you feel that you can really kick on now as a team and a squad of players without having those interruptions that obviously, as you mentioned, have impacted your seasons?
Yeah, well, the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? But that's what we certainly want to do. I mean, the incentive's there to go and do that now. Ideally, like anybody else, we'd love to have our best players available every week. That's been certainly taken away from us on a number of occasions. But the group we have, we know they're more than capable of winning games, both domestically and on the European front. And it's a challenge that excites everybody at the club. Like the players, as I said before, on a daily basis, they want to be at their best and want to do everything they can for the football club. So, of course, we know now, as I said before, the challenge that's ahead of us, and we're prepared for that. We're looking forward to it. And we know that, as I say, week in, week out, we can win games. And again, get that momentum back. It's been stop-start because of international breaks, which has not been ideal, but it is what it is. But now, as I say, we have the full focus ahead to move forward, trying to obviously qualify from the Europa League, and at the same time, start picking people off domestically one by one and moving up to where we feel we're more than capable of being.
Okay. Oh, another question.
Does Scott Carson come into your thinking at all for tomorrow?
No, Scott won't be available for tomorrow. He's back on the grass. He did some light work with the goalkeeping coach, but he's not joined in the group as such. And so obviously young Lee Nichols will play in the goal. Mike Pollard will obviously be on the bench. But Scott's getting better, which is great, because as before, you want all your top players fit and available. But young Lee Nichols, as you know, has come in, and everything we knew anyway. Leon will tell you, we took him with us pre-season. He shared the games with Scott Carson because of the belief we have in his quality. And he's continued to blossom. He was out on loan last year. It certainly benefited him. And he's a young lad, I think, with a huge career in the game. And but it'll be great to obviously have Scott back there, and then they're banging away for fighting for the number one spot, and that's the way it should be.